Right, so in this video we'll discuss how to convert Java data type from one into another one. For example, when you take primitive data type, what are the primitive data type? So for the primitive data type in Java we have double, then after float, then after long, integer, short and byte. So these are the primitive data type, right? So we can convert this data type one into another. So conversion process we are calling typecasting, right? So we have two kind of typecasting. Narrowing typecasting, that means explicit typecasting, that means higher data type into lower data type. Higher data type means this double, float, long, this kind of data type has higher range. When it comes to short, byte, this data type has lower range, right? Because of that, when you convert from higher data type into lower one, for example from double to float, on that time we are calling this narrowing typecasting or explicit typecasting. We have to do this one manually, right? But when it comes to converting lower data type into higher data type, that means from byte to short or byte to double or byte to integer or integer to double, on that time we are calling this what widening typecasting or implicit, otherwise automatic typecasting, right? When it comes to Java, we have two typecasting, that means conversion from one data type into another one. So one is narrowing typecasting, another one is widening typecasting. Maybe you can call explicit typecasting for the narrowing, implicit typecasting for the widening. Otherwise you can call narrowing is a manual one. We have to do this one manually. Widening means automatic one. When it comes to manual one, you have to type data type in front of the converting variable, right? On that time it will automatically convert this into the target data type. So this one is our target data type. So it is like this. We have variable integer a, which is 20, right? Now I want to convert this into lower data type, that means short. Then short b will be equal to integer, you have to write bracket, then not a. So we are calling this process narrowing typecasting. But what will happen if I want to convert this b into long or float? Then you can write float c is equal to b. From the lower data type into higher one, it will convert automatically, but from the higher data type into lower one, we have to convert manually writing command like this. Okay, so we'll do one example. I'm going to open VS Code. Right, so we have VS Code delta. I'm going to create one variable here, double number one, which is equal to 23.45 double variable. Then not a float, number 2 will be equal to 12.3 f for the float. Now we will output this one, system.out.println double value will be equal to plus number 1. System.out.println float value will be equal to plus number 2. So you can see here this number 1 is double data type, number 2 is float data type, right? So we are just going to print these two data variable values, right? So I'm going to run this one using code runner, that means VS Code Control Alt and N. Then it will run this program and it will print double value as a 23.45, float value as a 12.3, correct output, right? So we are using this f and d to mention this as a double variable and this as a float variable. Okay, so how I'm going to run this one, right? Maybe you haven't installed this extension, so we'll install this extension. Go to extension tab, then have to search code runner in the extension bar. After that you can see there will be extension code runner. You can install this one. After install this one, you can run your code using Control Alt N. Then if you want to stop your running execution, then you can press Control Alt plus M. So go to extension tab, then install code runner extension. Okay, so after that you can restart VS Code, then you can press Control Alt and N. After that it will automatically compile your code into Java executable file, right? Okay, now we have two variable. First I am going to do narrowing typecasting or explicit typecasting. So we have double variable. This is a higher data type. I want to convert this into integer. Then integer number 3 will be equal to number 1. Now I am going to output system.out.println integer value is equal to, that means actually we have converted double value into integer number 3. Now as I told, we are going to convert higher data type into lower one. On that time if we assign like this, then there will be error, right? Because we can't convert higher data type into lower one automatically. If I run this one, there will be error. So because of that we are going to use a bracket. We need to mention which data type is the target data type. Here target data type is integer. Now it will be fine. It will convert this 23.45 into integer, then it will answer will be 23. Same thing, I am going to convert this float value into the short variable. For example, we will convert this into short variable. Short number 4 will be equal to, again we are going to convert this into short. Converting variable is number 2. That means float number 2 will be converted into short number 4. System.out.println short variable will be equal to number 4. So this is how we are doing narrowing typecasting. Now remaining part is what? Implicit or widening typecasting. Widening typecasting, or we are calling this implicit or automatic type conversion, right? Okay, so I will take these two variable, integer number 3 and short number 4. For example, integer is we have integer number 3. Again I am going to convert this into higher data type. For example, float. Then float number 5 will be equal to number 3. Can we convert like this? Yes, of course we can, because this number 3 is lower data type integer, float is higher data type. That means we can convert lower data type into higher data type without any issue. I'm going to output this on system.out.println, then after into float. So output will be number 5. We'll get the output. When we run this program, there will be no errors. You can see our integer value is 23. We have converted this into the float value 23.0. Here you can see we haven't used any bracket like this, because this is a lower data type into higher data type. For example, again we can convert this float into double value. Double number 6, our variable name is number 6, is equal to number 5. So we are going to assign number 5 value into number 6. It will convert this float variable, float number, into double number. I'm going to output this on system.out.println float to double, then number will be 6. Okay, so now you can see float to double, number is 23.0. It is automatically converted. So this is about typecasting, right? So you need to remember we have two type of typecasting, narrowing and widening. Narrowing mean manual. You have to mention the target data type using bracket in front of the variable name. Widening mean automatically. That means higher data type into lower data type without any issue you can convert. So if you have any issue, you can comment down. We'll meet with the new video.